If I were to ask you, what's the difference between dirt and soil? I feel like most people's eyes would glaze over and just wonder why I was talking about the most boring subject on earth. But actually, knowing the difference between dirt and soil is going to save you a whole lot of trouble. And if I had known the difference, it would have saved me a lot of money in seeds and a lot of time weeding. A lot of time. Because what happened to me is that I had envisioned a beautiful English-inspired edible flower garden that looked something like this. And what instead I got is this: a whole lot of weeds and a lot of wasted time. I planted things like nasturtium, toothache plant, bachelor's buttons of all different kinds of colors, calendula, borage, all of these different chamomile. I mean, so many different kinds of flowers that were edible. And I was picturing the difference of heights, the difference of colors. It was gonna be awesome. I paid the neighbor girls to come and weed. I weeded, my kids weeded. So much sweat equity went into this little flower garden that I was dreaming of having. And it all was a huge fail. And that is because I planted in dirt, not soil. Now, what is the difference? Dirt is a component in soil, but soil is so much more than just dirt. Soil contains the following components: minerals, which includes dirt, organic matter, like decomposing plants and animals, water, and air. All of those things are in soil that makes it healthy and a good medium for plants to grow. Basically, soil is a mix of sand, silt, and organic matter. And let's go away, being attacked by dogs again. We shall prevail though. Knowing the difference between dirt and soil is a huge deal if you want to have success growing plants. Now here's an example. This is dirt and this is soil. Do you see the difference? Soil is something rich. It could vary in colors. It can be dark black. It could be brown. It's just really rich and nutrient dense for the plants. Dirt, on the other hand, is really not nutrient dense. It's very flat. It doesn't have a lot of good things in it that will help the plants to develop healthily. So what ended up happening for me is, even if I got something to sprout out of that flower garden, which most of it did not, but even if something did sprout, it quickly died because it did not have the loamy, fluffy air ventilation. I want to say that's not right, but the airflow. It didn't have a lot of good water retention. It did not have the nutrients that soil has. I do want to say thank you so much to the person who asked me, why in my country do we have, whoa, that's a dog doing that. Why in the country do we have soil and you guys have dirt? Because in his country, saying something is dirt was more derogatory. And in our country, that's the same thing too. I mean, this food tastes like dirt. That's an insult. I don't know of any more insults. I feel like tastes like dirt is a big one, but in general, like dirt is not a compliment. Now, conversely, you would think that like soil would be really good, but that's not a thing either. I guess if someone were to sit at my table and tell me something tastes like dirt, I'd be like, well, that's unfortunate. And if they said, this tastes like really well-rotted, composted, rich soil, I would say, that's weird. But thank you. I digress. I just wanted to bring you some value today because, wow, it was the biggest disappointment that I had this year was my flower garden that I was dreaming of, all of the things I bought, the money invested, the time invested. And so I wanted to bring you some value today so that you don't make the mistake that I made when I planted my flower garden for when you plant whatever it is that you want to plant. So get to planting and know the difference.